Welcome back, class is in session. And to round up our discussion of the status of embryos and fetuses as part of this Abortion Ethics 101 class, we will look at possible legal consequences of ending a pregnancy without the pregnant person's consent. And thank you, by the way, for answering each other's questions in the comments. Someone misunderstood what I was saying and said, oh, you mean miscarriage? No, I did not mean miscarriage. This commenter has it right. I meant if there's like a car crash, for example, and one of the victims was pregnant and loses the pregnancy. I gave you that example because some people will claim that this is surely something that ought to be punished, which I don't really know anyone who disagrees with. And then they go on to say, but this requires you to recognize personhood for the fetus because otherwise you can't prosecute for manslaughter. Because yes, prosecuting for manslaughter would be an option, but it is an option only if you recognize personhood to the fetus at that stage, whatever the stage was. So maybe you need to recognize personhood pretty early if that is your goal. But I live in Switzerland, and here we made a different choice. Here there is a specific crime called aborting a pregnancy without the pregnant person's consent. This is not just a crime, it is the most serious abortion-related crime. You go to jail for longer than for any other thing that you might do outside the legal limits with abortion. Ending a pregnancy without the pregnant person's consent carries a maximal penalty higher than the highest penalty for negligent manslaughter. So yeah, there are several ways in which legislations can deal with this particular case. And so needing a solution for that case is not going to necessarily result in a single position on the status of embryos and fetuses. I think that's a wrap for point 1 of our syllabus. We will go to the next chapter of our syllabus in our next class, the status of women and gestation. Stick around if you want to hear more. Yeah.